Hi, I'm Kimberly, and welcome to As I've Seen It. I can't lie, y'all. This week was rough. Hillary won the popular vote, and they're estimating that by the time they finish counting, she will have won the popular vote by more than 2 million votes. The only other person in history who won more votes than Hillary Clinton was Barack Obama in both 2008 and 2012. People are protesting everywhere, by the hundreds, by the thousands, and the sign, the phrase is, not my president. He's not my president because he ran a divisive campaign. He's not my president because he's not showing leadership now. He's not my president because I have serious doubts about what he wants to do in the future. Now, I know there are pundits and journalists who say we can't call all of Trump supporters racists. Okay, give me another name. I have an excellent vocabulary, and I'm having a hard time thinking up a word because if you stand with racists, what do I call you? If you refuse to denounce the racists, what do I call you? If your children go to school and harass other children and tell them they have to leave the country, what do I call you? If you don't teach your children that it's not right for them not to stand up to the kids who are harassing Latinos, what do I call you? I digress. Barack Obama showed once again that he has more grace than I do, more grace than many people do, by standing outside the White House and saying we need to unify behind this man. Now, I know why he said it. He said it to calm the markets. He said it to reassure our allies around the globe that America was still America, that, we're still functioning, it's going to be okay. But look at the staff standing behind him. Look at their faces. They tell the actual story. And I have to hand it to President Obama because he met with this man at the White House. Let us not forget, this man spent years saying Barack Obama was not an American citizen. This is the man who demanded Barack Obama's birth certificate. This is the man who basically said, papers, boy. That's how despicable this man has been, not just during this campaign, but before this campaign. Then he had the audacity to stand up and say, I want to be the president for all people and we should be unified. What he means is, all of you people that I insulted and denigrated, all of you get on your knees and come crawling to me because I'm president now. No, not my president. The other reason he's not my president is because he is not a leader. Because a leader would stand up to the people who voted for him, who are harassing and harming the minority groups that this man put on the chopping block. Since the election, just in the past few days, there are horrible, horrible stories in the news. The ones that make me angriest are the ones that occur in schools. Children as young as 5, kindergartners, are shouting at other children, build the wall. They're shouting at other children, you have to get out of our country. Middle schoolers were doing this. High school students chanting white power. Now, even before the election, Donald Trump had had an effect on students. See, students at this school decided it would be cute. They thought it would be a cute little senior prank to build a fake Trump wall in their cafeteria that Latino students had to walk past. See, a real leader would stand up at a microphone and demand that children stop doing this. A real leader would stand up and say, parents, don't let your children do this. A real leader would turn to the racists who voted for him and say, stop driving onto college campuses to harass Black women. A real leader would stand up and say, stop yelling racial insults from your moving vehicle at people. A real leader would stand up and say, stop spray painting swastikas. A real leader would call out his followers and say, I've just told people we need to come together, so I'm going to start with you and expect you to come to the table and act like real Americans. But he hasn't done that. And it doesn't look like he's going to do that. He can't even apologize to Barack Obama. On Tuesday night, a couple of things that didn't get enough attention. Our first Latina senator ever is Democrat from Nevada, Catherine Cortez Masto. From the great state of California, Democrat Kamala Harris, who is African American and Indian, I believe. From my home state of Illinois, Senator Tammy Duckworth. In the House of Representatives, we also made history. Representative Stephanie Murray is the first Vietnamese American to be elected to the House of Representatives. We have also just elected the first Indian American woman to join the U.S. House of Representatives, and her name is Pramila Jayapal. She is a Democrat from the state of Washington. And in the state of Minnesota, the first Muslim woman to be elected to a state legislature is Representative Ilhan Omar. And the reason that I highlighted each of those women's ethnicity is because I want us to always remember that we are a nation of immigrants. So to have someone believe that they can assume the office of president by selecting certain groups of us and saying we are not welcome, that entire concept is un-American. The great Maya Angelou said, "Bearing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave." Each of us, from wherever our ancestors originated, come bearing the gifts that our ancestors gave. So we cannot and will not tolerate a president who thinks he can divide us. Thanks for watching.